Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Tennova Healthcare. When it comes to orthopedic care, turn to the specialists at Tennova. From sprains to breaks and all the way up to total joint replacement, Tennova Healthcare can diagnose and treat your injury quickly, safely, and effectively. If you don't trust me, trust Peyton Manning. He's in their spots telling you. Orthopedic care, Tennova Healthcare. All right. Well, we tried to throw him off the set last week, and then he showed up here. No, I'm kidding. We begged Mark Pankratz back. Mark, of course, played under Bruce Pearl in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Milwaukee. I always flip your school. And coached under Bruce Pearl here and under Conzo Martin here. Been our basketball analyst all year. We called you last second here this week because Jarnell Stokes was kind of surprised everybody, made a quick decision. He's going to the NBA. Your thoughts? He made it clear that it sounded like money was a big issue. He says he'd be disappointed to go in the second round. That's where he's projected to go. Do you think he made the right decision?
Well, I think obviously there's a lot of different layers to go into the decision. I think for him right now, looking at what's coming back for UT next year, looking at how much more can he develop in the next year, I don't think it's a bad decision. I'm not going to say it's a great decision. I don't think it's a bad decision. I don't think either way would have been bad. I do think rebounding carries over. He rebounds the heck out of the basketball, and he can do that at the next level. He's shown to improve over this past year from baby hooks over both sides, free throws. He's gotten better defensively. But the biggest question for him will be that motor and being able to guard somebody at the next position. That's a ball screen offense in the league. It's a bigger court. It's up and down, and he's going to have to move those size 21 shoes. And I think there's going to be a spot for him. But, there's 12 other power forwards that are projected ahead of him, two including international guys. So it only takes one team, but we'll see.
It only takes one team, but here's the thing. If you're not drafted in the first round, you're probably going to wind up in the D-League. Or, which would be better for him, D-League or do the Scotty Hobson thing and go overseas for a while?
Well, I think on average there's 30 guys in the first round that are drafted. About the top 43 picks are usually signed. So the second half of the second round usually does not get a contract.
A contract at all. Yeah.
Right. I think it's better to be undrafted than be a back half of the second round guy, because then if you have a really good agent, you can pick and choose and say, you know what, this would be a great spot for me and my skill set, as opposed to just being drafted by some team and they throw you overseas and then you're kind of left to the wolves.
Mike, you wrote about it this week that Tennessee won't have its sun to orbit around next year in the point of Jarnell Stokes. Thoughts about what this means for Tennessee's basketball team in 2014-15?
Well, as Jarnell himself said Friday, he said, this is maybe hard work will beat talent.
I thought that was an interesting comment too. Yeah. Not exactly what you'd want to hear if you're a Tennessee fan.
No, they're going to work hard. Yeah. They're going to be perimeter oriented next year, and certainly Josh Richardson gave everybody some hope the way he played in the tournament. And you can say, okay, Robert Hubbs is going to come back healthy, and so you can put three pretty good guards out there, but if they don't get this guy from Tennessee State, this transfer student NJ Redd, and if he's not pretty good. You just wonder about. They won't be inside out. Yeah. It doesn't look like.
It'll be a flip-flop. Thoughts on next year, guys?
Well, next year I think it's going to be a struggle. I thought Stokes was worth at least 5 games in the win column, so they're going to miss him. His decision, to me, one of the ways he could have improved his stock is to show that he could hit a 12 to 15-foot jump shot. Okay. Well, in the offense next year, he's not going to be asked to be shooting that. He's going to be posted underneath. So I think he looked at that and thought, okay, that's not going to help my stock. But I think it's going to be really hard for Tennessee to come back and make the NCAA tournament. Frankly, I don't see that with that next year's team unless there's some people that emerge and they play a whole lot better than what I've seen.
He's also not going to grow, which is the other. He's kind of a weird size for the next level. So is he going to be big enough to play the position he's probably going to be thrown into? If you're not going to grow and you're not going to be asked to take those shots, why come back and risk injury?
Well, and the one thing about Jarnell, even on his official visit here, we go to the UT football game. It's a night game. He stays in the practice facility till 1 o'clock in the morning just working out. So the kid loves to work out. You talk about, I don't know those that remember Haslam that played at Florida. He couldn't shoot a jump shot when he left Florida. People said he couldn't make it. If Jarnell now has all the time in the world, doesn't have to worry about class, doesn't have to worry about if he stays in the gym, can develop that 12 to 15 foot jumper. There's a place for him, because if you rebound the way that he did in college, that carries over, and he can carve out a niche in the league.
I want to throw out a couple of things here. One of them kind of smart alecky. The first one, all the talk all year was how UT underachieved. They wound up finishing 3 points shy of the Elite Eight and ranked number 23 in the Coaches Bowl. They were unranked to start the season. So technically, isn't that overachieving? If they almost went to the Elite Eight and they finished ranked when they didn't start ranked? Just being a smart aleck. I just want to give Twitter something to hate me about. Did want to show you something, though. We had a Twitter follower send us a question. Tennessee's been to 4 Sweet 16s in the last 8. Wanted to know who all has been here. By my calculation, there are the 13 teams in the nation who have been to at least 4 Sweet 16s in the last 8 years, including Tennessee, and that is a pretty impressive list. Kansas and Michigan State have been to 6. Florida, Louisville, North Carolina, and Ohio State have been to 5. Nobody else in the country has been more times than Tennessee. And when you're looking at the next level, the 3s, that would be Marquette, Memphis. You've got Butler and UConn, the defending champion, have been to 3.
That's good company.
That is good company. Mark, let me ask you, in terms of using that as a recruiting tool, that help you out a little bit? For your Conzo Martin and crew?
Most definitely. The other one right now is you got playing time. You know, you come in here, you can make your mark. Butch was selling that to these kids coming in for Team 118. Come in here and make an impact and write your own script going forward.
All right. Mark, thanks for coming in here again. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Hopefully there will be no basketball breaking news this week. If there is, I'll apologize to your wife in advance and say we're going to bug him again. Mark, thank you very much. Appreciate it. When we come back, Sterling Hinton, Shazon Bradley, we talk orange and white game. More football to come. Come on back on the Sports Source.